Thank you for tuning into our video. We hope to illustrate how government spending affects the economy. We open our skit during a recession, a period of high unemployment and no economic growth. We're at point A on our business cycle graph. On this graph, output is on the vertical axis and time is on the horizontal axis. Output is measured as the gross domestic product, or what we economists call GDP. Notice that GDP is down and decreasing. Now, if we move to a second graph, we will see the aggregate demand and aggregate supply for our economy. Think of aggregate as the combined or total for the economy. The price level is on the vertical axis and the gross domestic product, or GDP, is on the horizontal axis. The unemployment rate is below the GDP. At point A, the price level is 100 and GDP is GDP 1. Now, assume that the unemployment rate is 15%. The government wants to use fiscal policy to get the cycle headed higher. The government has chosen to use what we call expansionary fiscal policy to pull the economy out of the recession. Part of the plan is to invest heavily on repairing the infrastructure. Mabel is an unemployed construction worker.
I'm so bored.
Me too. Say, Mabel, why don't we go to a movie?
Jordan, you know I can't afford a movie. I've been out of work for 6 months now. I'm afraid my unemployment insurance will run out.
Hey, Mabel, I just read that Handout Construction just received a huge government contract to repair all the bridges in southern Florida. Why don't you try getting a job with them? You have some experience in construction.
I sure do. I'll go ahead and give them a call right now.
Hello, this is Handout Construction.
Hello, I'm calling because I heard you have a new government contract. Do you have jobs for experienced workers?
Yes, we do plan to hire many workers, but I must warn you, it's only minimum wage.
That's fine with me. How do I apply?
Just come by our office. We're stacked with loads of applications and we're hiring anybody with the least bit of experience.
Thank you so much. I'll stop by as soon as possible. I'll be there either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Thank you.
1 year has passed and the economy has started to grow again. We've moved from point A to point B on our business cycle graph. The additional government spending has helped increase the aggregate demand from AD1 to AD2. The increase in aggregate demand has pushed consumer spending higher. We see output has increased from GDP 1 to GDP 2. Inflation also seems to be in check because the price level has only increased from 100 to 102. But Mabel is still working at Handout Construction. She believes she deserves a pay increase and begins looking for other opportunities.
I'm exhausted. I've been working 50 hours a week every week for the past 2 months. I mean, the added income is great, but I'm wondering if I can work somewhere else and make above the minimum wage.
Well, the economy has certainly improved. I noticed several new residential developments. A year ago, there was little to no residential construction. This is a sign that things certainly have improved.
Yeah, I mean, just the other day I bumped into Ron English. He got a new job after being out of work for 2 years.
Ron English? Man, if he got a job, anyone can get a good job. I worked with him and he was a terrible employee. He would be one of the last people I would hire. You know, the market is getting better for workers. Why don't you try looking at other opportunities?
Yeah, I think it's about time that I do.
Another year has passed and the economy is booming. We're now at point C on our business cycle graph. We have moved to near the peak of the expansion phase of our business cycle. The aggregate demand has now increased to AD3. Mabel is working for another company, Higher Places, earning much more, but she continues to work 50 hours per week. Her company, Higher Places, does not work directly for the government, but it benefits from government spending. Now, at this point, companies do not have much room to expand their production. This is why the aggregate supply curve is much steeper. They respond by increasing their prices. Inflation has become a problem.
Man, have things changed in 2 years. I really am making more money now than I ever have. When I started with Higher Places, I was making more than at Handout Construction and only working 40 hours a week. Now I'm working 50 hours a week, and Higher Places has given me a pay raise.
That's great, Mabel. You certainly deserve it. Say, Mabel, what's Higher Places? What do they do? Do you work for the government?
No, but we benefit indirectly from the government's defense spending. Higher Places is a large commercial contractor. Most of the work we do is building or renovating manufacturing facilities. Right now we're working on a new plant for a company called Flying Parts.
Flying Parts. Do they work for the government?
No, but they benefit from defense spending as well. My understanding is that they build parts for military jets that the defense contractors produce.
Well, you certainly deserve it, Mabel.
Thank you, Jordan. It really has been a great journey. Good thing, too, because prices sure have gone up. I remember we here a couple of years ago and could get a good meal for $8 a person. Today's lunch costs us almost twice that. But life is good, and I will pay today.
Thanks, Mabel.
No problem.
To learn more, please visit our website for our free economics lessons at www.higherrockeducation.org. All our lessons include text, interactive exercises, review questions, and a related scripture lesson. Thank you.